Hello, my name is John Ducey. I'm here today with Max Hutchinson, Carson Lewis, Christian Goolsby, and Ethan Perkins. We are the Better Show production group, and today we'll be talking to you about Kathleen Kennedy, our industry leader.
Kathleen Kennedy was born and raised in Redding, California. During her youth, she describes her childhood as a time she was given tremendous freedom. Kathleen went to college at San Diego State University, where she majored in film and telecommunications. After graduating from college, her first job was with a local news station. She then found her way into producing movies in 1982, working with Steven Spielberg during the filming of E.T. Since then, Kathleen has produced over 90 films during her career, including movies such as the Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park series. After working with Steven Spielberg, she then moved over to work for Lucasfilms.
The first leadership truth we are going to discuss is values drive commitment. One of Kathleen's values is equality within the workplace. When she became president of Lucasfilms, she made a point to ensure that 50% of the executive positions were filled by women. Kathleen also ensures that there is also a woman present during story meetings, so the question never has to be asked, what is the woman's perspective?
For our second leadership truth, we chose to discuss the challenges Kathleen had to overcome throughout her career. Like many women in a male-driven industry, Kathleen's credentials were constantly overshadowed, especially while working with a lot of big names like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. For a woman of her age to be in the position she is now as president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen is directly combating the notion that women get spit out by companies and are supposed to settle down before they reach the age of 50. By taking on the role of president, she had also agreed to pick up the challenges and extra slack left within the company from the Star Wars prequels, which left Lucasfilm in about a 10-year rut until the new announcement of the films. She certainly hit the ground running, though, making drastic decisions to change the direction of the Star Wars series by hiring director J.J. Abrams and selling the company to Disney Studios.
For our third leadership truth, we're going to talk about leading by example or not leading at all. Kathleen is someone who would rather have her actions speak louder than her words. She would rather people to observe her actions than explain her reasoning and approach to her leadership style. For instance, the fact that she ensures that 50% of her executive staff is female. She doesn't speak openly about it, she just does it.
Kathleen has also made a huge impact on women in the industry. Take Star Wars, for example. It's not a coincidence that both the lead roles in the past two movies have been female. Also, as we have mentioned before, 50% of her executive team is female. For the future, she has also stated that she's looking to have a female director for one of the new Star Wars movies. And as you can see by our quote, in the creative community, there is no excuse for not making a more equitable environment. It literally comes down to companies that aren't trying hard enough. She sees no reason why other companies are not promoting women except laziness. Kathleen is somebody who plays her cards pretty close to her chest, but our group feels that one of her biggest challenges that she faces being a leader in her industry is being away from her family. She says that her family is the most important thing to her, but she is also very invested in the films that she produces. So much so that she spends months at a time away from her family on sets. This struck our group because we know how incredibly difficult that can be. 3 of us are veterans and have endured the same on many deployments, and know being away for that long is no easy feat.
This brings us to the summary of our industry leader presentation. During this presentation, we went over how Kathleen has empowered women in a mainly male-dominated industry by ensuring 50% of her executive staff is female. We also have discussed how Kathleen likes to lead by example rather than having to discuss her leadership approach and styles. Finally, we talked about the many personal and professional challenges Kathleen has faced and overcome, bringing her to the position she is in today. And of course, we can't forget Star Wars.
Bye.